All right, day 22, gratitude, greatest childhood war memory. And this one's like a long memory, like it actually ventured off into many, 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 many years. So when I was in fifth grade, Miss King's class, a new girl moved into Sinton, and she was my redheaded friend, Sarah Summers, and she came in and immediately I befriended her because actually she lived right down the street from us when we lived on 1945, and this was when I was in fifth grade in Dave Odom. And so funny, I remember we'd be in PE and she was super super fast, and she'd run like the mile. They would time us in the mile, and she'd run the mile like really really fast. And so we were friends in fifth grade, and then in sixth grade we were friends. And sixth grade, I want to say she moved to Mathis. What I can remember, she moved to Mathis our sixth grade year, and that was the year that I tried out for cheer. And I remember going to San Marcos to cheer camp. Back then it was called NCA. Went to cheer camp, came back, and telling my dad, like, hey dad, I want to go see Sara. I was at cheer camp. I haven't seen her. I miss her, or whatever. And my dad had an awesome 1969 Ford Ranger. It was orange. Anyway, and so my dad took me to her house, and we drove out there, and we get to her house, and it's empty. Like, there's nothing there. The house is just, like, the house is there, but there's nobody there. There's no cars or nothing. And like, it tore me up. Like, I was pretty sad. Like, it's not like now when your friends move away and you have a way to stay in contact. Like, we didn't. Like, I didn't even have an address. I didn't have a phone number. And so mind you, this was in sixth grade. So then fast forward, all these years or whatever, and when I was like 18 or 19, maybe 19, I lived with my sister, Rachel. And she used to have, it was called web TV, which I think was kind of like the internet, or kind of like AOL or whatever it was before all this. And there was like a way to search people. And I remember, and people might think I'm crazy, I remember like searching her. And I remember I was in high school. I remember writing to, it was like 5 talk show hosts, and I want to say it was like Ricky Lake, Maury, I want to say maybe Montel, but it was like 5 talk show hosts that I wrote to, because I was watching shows and they were showing how they were like, finding long lost friends and rekindling, family relationships, or, siblings that were, separated at birth and stuff like that. So I was like, man, maybe they'll help me find my friend Sara. And I mean, I really did do that, and nothing ever came of it or anything. And then, like I said, when I was 18 or 19, searched for her like on this web or whatever. Never found anything. I looked under, like, she was Sarah Summers. I looked under her mom's maiden name or married name. It was Saverline. I looked under that. Nothing, and it just never sat right with, I never knew what happened to her. And then, oh my goodness, I think I joined Facebook like maybe like 2009, and I had a MySpace, and I remember I found her on MySpace, and I think like I messaged her, and I want to say maybe like a year later she messaged me, and she was like, "You've got to be kidding me." And she's like, "Message me on here." So she messaged like on Facebook, right? So we were like messaging each other on Facebook. I don't even remember how, because Messenger wasn't around back then. I don't even know. So we're messaging each other back and forth, and she's like, "Hey, do you remember when we did this? Remember when we did this?" So she had a lot of like great memories of things we did. Warrant Cherry Pie was like our song. I have a cassette tape that her and I made, that I still have to this day, where her and I are just conversating, we're talking, we're making stupid noises, and we live so close together, like near each other, that we had a lot of good times in such a short period of time. And I was really bummed when she moved, but I'm super blessed that I was able to reconnect with her. And my dad would always tell me, "Oh, the little redhead girl, the little redhead girl," and people have always said, like, "Oh yeah, everybody needs a redheaded friend," and she's my redheaded friend. So Sara Summers, thank you for some great childhood memories. There in 1945, the Chiltepin Creek, where we would swim and slide down. Ugh, gross, I used to swim in there. Thank you for, just being a part of my core memories. And I'm hoping one day we can reconnect. I'm hoping one day we can actually meet. And just thank you for the great times, the silly times, and for the things that we can talk about. And yeah, hopefully one day we'll see you. Day 22.